doing here? In this miserable place? I'm risking my life. For what exactly?
In the vast universe of narratives, few characters capture the complex journey from trauma to redemption, as well as Guts from Berserk and Kratos from God of War. Yet, despite years of dedication and emotional investment in these works, many fans show resistance when these characters begin to abandon their roles as war machines driven by vengeance. It's as if there's a disconnect between the audience's desire for blood and violence and the natural and necessary development of these warriors towards a more complex and mature humanity. Why do we feel so uncomfortable when our favorite anti-heroes choose paths more human than simple destruction? Let's find out together. Welcome to Channel Anime Complex. Individual stories. Guts, the Black Swordsman, bears scars that go far beyond the physical. From his birth under a hanged corpse, his life has been marked by violence and betrayal. The peak of his trauma came with the eclipse, an event that destroyed everything he had built and marked him permanently, both physically and emotionally. But what makes someone keep fighting when they've already lost everything? Similarly, Kratos emerges from the ashes of his own tragedy. A Spartan general who, in his desperation for victory, sold his soul to Ares, only to be manipulated into killing his own family. The ashes of his loved ones, permanently adhered to his skin, serve as a constant reminder of his actions. How many scars can a person carry before they lose themselves completely? Patterns in the narratives as their stories unfold. Surprising patterns emerge. Both Guts and Kratos initially embrace a path of blind vengeance. For Guts, Griffith's betrayal awakens a fury that threatens to consume his humanity, destroy his body, and cause constant agony as he is pursued by demons. For Kratos, the manipulation of the gods turns him into an unrelenting engine of destruction. But this is where their stories reveal a universal truth. Vengeance, by itself, is an empty path. As much as I found it incredible as a teenager to see Guts slice characters in half or Kratos kill gods in creative ways, after so much time following and rooting for them, I understood that they deserved more. Have you ever wondered why we identify so much with characters who initially seem so distant from our reality? Seeing how they resolve the injustices they faced is an obvious reason. But is that all we want from characters so beloved by many fans? Both characters reach their moments of epiphany. For Guts, it's the realization that his quest for vengeance is endangering the people he can still protect, especially Casca. For Kratos, it's the encounter with his son and the understanding that he can choose to be a better father than he was a god. From scars to transformation, the physical scars that both characters carry are more than mere battle marks. They are visible manifestations of their internal journeys. The brand of sacrifice on Guts, the loss of his arm, and Kratos' pale skin covered with the ashes of his family, along with a huge scar on his abdomen made by Zeus, his father, are constant reminders of their traumas. But what makes these stories truly powerful is how these characters learn to bear their scars. The transformation of both characters makes us question, why is it so difficult for the audience to accept when traditionally violent characters find paths to redemption? Do we project our own repressed desires for vengeance onto them? Or do some see them only as mad dogs, thirsty for blood? This transformation that bothers some fans so much is not exclusive to these characters. We see similar patterns in other iconic narratives. Wolverine abandoning his role as an assassin to become a mentor to young mutants. Vegeta evolving from a genocidal prince to a protector of Earth. Thorfinn from Vinland Saga, renouncing vengeance in search of a greater purpose. In each case, a portion of the audience resists these changes, as if the character's evolution represents a betrayal of their essence. It's not as if they are planting corn on a farm. In these new phases, the fury, the hatred, the blood, the dismemberments, all of this continues, just as at the beginning of their journeys. Yet, some fans remain unsatisfied. The power of these narratives lies not only in showing trauma and violence, but in illustrating how even the most hardened warriors can find a greater purpose through love, protection, and responsibility towards others. How would you react if you had to choose between vengeance and protecting those you love? Transformation arc, from darkness to light. There are no shortcuts on the path of Guts or Kratos. Each step towards the light is hard-earned, often stained with blood and doubts. But isn't that how true change works? Or a basic evolution of characters? Guts' journey is particularly notable in how it mirrors the cycles of trauma and healing. After the eclipse, he becomes the very personification of vengeance, the beast of darkness, a being so consumed by hatred that he barely distinguishes himself from the apostles he hunts. His encounter with Puck and reconnection with Casca serve as small sparks of humanity. Each choice to protect rather than destroy. Each moment he fights against the influence of the Berserker armor. And now his trust in Skirk represents a battle not just against external forces, but against his own internal demons. Kratos, on the other hand, presents an arc that goes from self-destruction to self-awareness. His initial path of vengeance against the gods of Olympus led only to more emptiness and destruction. How much divine blood had to be spilled before he realized that his true battle was against his own ghosts? Fatherhood becomes his redemption, not because it erases his past, but because it offers a chance to do things differently, to break the cycle of violence that defines his personal history. There is an irony in how both Guts and Kratos, characters initially defined by their capacity for destruction, end up becoming agents of protection and, in a sense, healing. Their journeys force us to question, what is the true cost of vengeance? And more importantly, what is the value of forgiveness? Not just of others, but of oneself.
I am sorry.
Each battle, each scar, each moment of fury serves a greater narrative purpose, to illustrate the human cost of vengeance and the transformative value of love and protection. When Guts fights against his own violent nature to avoid scaring Casca, when he trusts Skirk to control the Berserker armor, when he uses it not just to fight out of hatred, but to protect his unusual family formed by Farnese, Isidro, and others, or when Kratos restrains his strength to teach Atreus to be better than him, when Kratos learns to trust people like the Dwarf brothers again, and as Atreus teaches him to be better too, we see true heroism, not in the ability to destroy, but in the conscious choice to protect. That it's interesting to note how we react differently when violence comes from a place of protection versus when it comes from a place of vengeance. Why do we so easily accept Guts massacring apostles on his quest for vengeance, but feel uncomfortable when he chooses not to pursue Griffith to protect Casca? Why do we celebrate Kratos' brutality against the Greek gods, but some resist when that same strength is channeled to protect and teach his son? Perhaps part of this resistance comes from an expectation cultivated by years of characters who, like Goku from Dragon Ball, remain essentially unchanged despite decades of history. Goku is iconic. He has saved the Earth in many ways, but there is little room for surprises. If Goku started reflecting on years of a life of fighting, or any path other than getting stronger, he would certainly face the same hate. Characters who change only externally, new looks, new powers, but keep the same core unchanged. It's more comfortable, after all, to see a hero gain a new hair color than to see him question and transform his own essence. Perhaps it's the pure desire to see a story that always puts us on a path of comfort, of nostalgia, where everything goes as planned. Guts and Kratos challenge us with a different kind of journey. There is no correct type of development. There are only different ways of telling stories that touch us. Imperfect heroes on imperfect journeys, their stories transcend traditional hero archetypes precisely because they refuse to offer easy redemption. There is no magical moment of transformation, no single battle that changes everything. Instead, we see a gradual evolution with relapses and doubts. Isn't that how true human change works? A brutal honesty about the process of change. Guts never stops carrying the anger from the eclipse, just as Kratos never completely frees himself from the chains of his past. The difference lies in how they choose to bear these burdens. Is that what bothers us so much? Seeing that our heroes, even transformed, never become perfectly healed or redeemed? Unlike instant redemption narratives and magical transformations, these stories stand out for their insistence on the complexity and imperfection of human growth. Unlike successful shonens with grand dreams,
俺はモンキー D ルフィ海賊王になる男だ
improving the world or their stories, Guts and Kratos only start fighting for something different when a new perspective comes to them. Not because they sought it. They remind us that true heroism is not in completely overcoming our demons, but in choosing, day after day, to fight against them not out of vengeance or hatred, but out of love and protection. Doesn't our humanity lie in our constant choice to walk towards the light, even if stumbling, even if failing? You must be in your own struggle right now, right? I just hope it's not against some demon or an egotistical god. So, in the end, isn't that the true nature of the human journey? A series of imperfect choices, guided not by the certainty of redemption, but by the hope that each step towards the light, no matter how small, makes us a little more human. Thank you for watching.